A milestone win just recently for West Bloomfield High School's wrestling coach Greg Alessi has been the head coach of our varsity wrestling team for over 2 decades, and during his career has spanned a number of different huge accomplishments, several MHSAA district titles, multiple OAA league titles. He's served as the president of the Oakland County Wrestling Coaches Association, and recently, as you're seeing on your screen on civiccentertv.com, surpassing his 500th career victory in matches. Joining us on the program is the man himself, Greg Alessi, the head coach of West Bloomfield Varsity Wrestling. Greg, thank you for joining us, and congratulations on 500 wins.
Thank you, Tyler. Thanks for having me. Appreciate being here.
Yeah, glad to have you on as you made this huge accomplishment as a head coach. But it says something about your efforts and your passion for wrestling and for teaching kids the sport of wrestling, that you have been at this for over 20 years and have been able to surpass 500 wins. So what is it about wrestling that keeps you coming back coaching year in and year out?
I think the biggest thing about wrestling, it's a sport that teaches one about life's values and life's lessons. I mean, the commitment, the motivation, the dedication are so important. And it's really an honor to work with kids and watch them grow from the time we get them when they're 13, 14-year-old freshmen to the time they graduate. And it's really special watching them grow. And what's really important also is the relationships that you build along the way, you know, with not only your wrestlers, but also coaches that you coach against, referees, athletic directors. You know, the wrestling community in Oakland County is pretty tight. And so to develop those friendships and relationships while helping the kids grow and learn is really special. I really enjoy doing it.
And you've been at this for quite a long time. You've seen so many different classes of kids come through, and you know, having that experience as a head coach, having that intimate relationship with these kids and their families over these years that you've been coaching so many different classes, what do you see that they ultimately take away from wrestling?
I think it's growth. I think really a special thing is having kids come back. You know, I've been at this for a long time now, and I'm seeing kids that I coach now, they've got their kids in the sport. And to come back and those former wrestlers introduce me to their kids now and say, this is Coach Alessi. He was my high school coach. It's pretty cool. And so, again, I think it's the value in the relationships. And look, wrestling is a really, really tough sport. It takes a lot of effort. It's not a sport like basketball or baseball or football where kids can play on the sandlot and develop their skills. A lot of kids in West Bloomfield, we don't have a really strong traditional wrestling program like some of the, you know, Detroit Catholic Central and Heartland, a couple local teams that are always really perennial strong powers. So we get kids that come out that really don't have a lot of skill, don't have a lot of knowledge of the sport. So we have to take them basics from the basic beginning and teach them and coach them up. And that's really special to have those kids stay with it. The ups and downs, you know, parents don't know a lot about wrestling. So there's things such as cutting weight. You know, Saturday tournaments can last 8-9 hours. It's a grueling season. We start in mid-November and we run through, if kids are lucky enough to make the state meet, we run through early March. So it's a really long season with a lot of time and a lot of commitment. So again, it's to me, it's about the kids. It's about the relationships. It's about the values that the sport teaches one.
We're joined by Greg Alessi. He is the head coach of West Bloomfield High School's varsity wrestling team and has just surpassed recently his 500th career win at West Bloomfield High School, a huge accomplishment for him and for his entire wrestling team. And you know, given that experience, you coach for as long as you have. You get as many wins, 500 plus, as you have in your career at West Bloomfield High School. You're doing something right. And so for those that maybe are new to coaching or are interested in coaching, whether it's wrestling or any other sport, what do you believe makes for a great coach?
Well, to put the time in, you have to have a great wife and an understanding wife and an understanding family. And both of my boys, although they didn't wrestle for me, they grew up around the sport, so they competed in high school. My wife's been very understanding. The West Bloomfield High School athletic department, right now, Eric Pierce, our athletic director has been awesome, and anything I need, they supply me with. And I've had great coaches, starting with Denny Rapal and Mike Cadis. who were with me through the early years and mid years, and Denny up until last year, and now Ryan Ridenauer, Andrew Nader, and Peyton Coleman, who used to wrestle for me. You got to have a strong support system. You can't do it by yourself. There's just too many moving pieces, and if it wasn't for those people I mentioned, I would have never got here. I would have done my 5 or 6 years coaching and moved on like a lot of guys do. But again, it's the support that you have to make this thing work.
What was it like on that night that you got your 500th win? How did your team respond, knowing they were going in? Their coach has 499. It's a big night for them. And what does that say about this year's team?
Yeah, it was special. We knew we were close. I think Peyton had got the banner made, and I was very surprised after we won. The kids were jumping around, and the banner came out. It was pretty special and pretty cool. I will always remember that day.
More information on West Bloomfield High School athletics can be found on westbloomfieldathletics.com, including a full article from the athletic department about head coach Greg Alessi and his 500 career wins and many other accomplishments as the head coach of West Bloomfield High School varsity wrestling. Greg, before we let you go, anything else that you'd like to say about your current team, your coaching career at West Bloomfield High School, or the future?
I've enjoyed every moment of it. Our team this year is young. I think we're starting 5 freshmen. We just won the league championship the other night. We're going to keep moving on. We have districts next week. So looking forward to a couple more years doing this. I really enjoy it.
Well, Greg, we've enjoyed having you on. Congratulations on 500 wins. Congratulations on your OAA league title. And good luck to you and your team the rest of the way.
Thank you, Tyler.
Appreciate it. More information on the West Bloomfield High School varsity wrestling team can be found on westbloomfieldathletics.com.